Let's do it.
Welcome to the June 18th meeting of the Clermont County Board of Commissioners. Prior to starting a meeting, we usually ask for local clergy to come in and lead us in prayer. Brandon Little was supposed to be with us this morning, but something came up. So if you are so inclined and would like to pray with us, I would ask that you bow your heads and I'll lead us in prayer. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to come before you this morning as this Board of Commissioners and as all of those that work in the hard work that goes into making a county like Clermont County great. We ask you bless their families and their children, that Clermont County might be a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We ask that you be with those today who are in the armed forces of the United States who are securing our freedoms. Lord, we know that there's turmoil in the East and that only you can provide a remedy to make this peaceful. Lord, we ask you be with those who are in law enforcement, our EMS and firefighters that go out and risk their lives to make our lives safer. We ask you be with those who are ill and afflicted today who are unable to join this meeting. We ask you restore them to their health that they might be able to attend at a later date. We ask in all these things in your son's precious name. Amen.
Amen.
And now to get our meeting started, I'd ask Commissioner Batchelor to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Meeting's officially been called to order. We will move on to the letter B of the agenda for the approval of regular session minutes for 6/11. Board, you've had these minutes in advance, had an opportunity to review them. Is there any need for revision and or discussion?
None.
Then I would ask for approval to a motion to approve the regular session minutes of 6/11/2025.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Letter C. Letter C is a presentation from Ralph Lenny, our Assistant County Administrator, and Garmin Miller, Filliger, Phase 2 Improvement Project, cost updates and final design choices. Podium's yours, Ralph. Thanks for being here this morning.
Ralph Liddy, Assistant County Administrator. We are here today with Garmin Miller to provide the information you all requested as to the costs of either having all brick building for the county engineering facilities or having brick and siding approach, as well as some other confirmation of some other items for the exterior. At this point, I'll turn it over to Manny.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning.
Mandy Niekamp with Garmin Miller. And we have been to a couple commissioner sessions here with some different renderings showing some new materials for the exterior of your new county engineers and facilities maintenance offices. And this is the initial one that I believe Commissioner Painter liked with the tan colored siding and roof. And it also shows a metal panel siding in the gable portions of the building. And we also did another option where we continued the brick all the way up through the gables. So this is showing that still with the tan colored roof, and the brick matches the brick that's on the other buildings on that campus out on Filliger Road. That's the view of the main entry.
Mhm.
And then the view of the main entry continuing the brick through the gable. And the side view there. And with the brick all the way up. And the cost differences that we were able to determine, actually the metal panel is slightly more expensive. The dollar per square foot number for that was $32.76. And the brick is $32.50. So it's very minimal cost change between the two, but the metal panel is actually a little more costly because we have to install backup material behind it, furring and sheathing. So they pretty much comes out to a wash. So I think it's up to your decision which one you like better, and it doesn't affect the pricing at all very closely.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
And then we also have This is a view of the back side of the building, and the view is all brick. But we also did some options showing some lighter colored brick in the exterior as well, mainly at your main entrance points and along the wainscot base of the building. Divide up the exterior a little bit here. And these are all showing brick continuing all the way through the gables, and it also has a more silver colored roof on this option. The back side of the building. So you see that lower wainscot goes all the way around the building with the lighter colored brick. Those are the different options, either staying with the tan color and then deciding whether you'd like to do the metal panel on the gables or the brick, or going back and adding some additional color on the exterior brick veneer with a lighter color around the base and at the main entrance. And that's a conference room at the front of the building, the other gable that projects out there. Any questions?
And pretty much the cost is a wash,
Yes.
whichever way you go. Morton, any preference?
I like the all brick instead of the,
Brick?
yeah.
I agree. Better maintenance. So then the decision is just between whether to stay with the all red, matching the rest of the buildings on the campus, or to add some lighter color brick in there and do a lighter colored roof.
I just me, I think that lighter color along the bottom kind of makes the lower portion of the window disappear. You know, when you look at it in a picture.
That's what I was thinking. Looks
You
like
know what I mean?
part of the window is missing.
Looks like it's missing. Yeah.
Probably is a lot harder to clean too.
Mhm.
That level in the dirt.
I'm a preference to the red brick all the way up and with the tan roof and match the campus.
Yeah.
Yep. That's me.
That's
but-
me. Sounds
Okay.
like we all agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was easy, huh?
No one tough. Thanks so much. We've reached letter D. Letter D is public participation. Is there anyone here that would like to speak during public participation today? You would? Yep. Well, let me read. During this time, the board does not answer questions nor engage in debate. No member of the public will comment about a matter that's not within the purview of the county commissioners. The commissioners are not expected to comment on matters brought to the board at this time. Each speaker only speak once, be recognized by the board president before speaking in accordance with the rules. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes. By all means, go to the podium, tell us who you are and where you live.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I guess it's morning still, but good morning, everybody. Commissioners, good to see you. I got to run into you a few weekends ago at the Frontier Days Parade. It's good to see you.
Good singing.
I am here today. My name is J.D. Gallagher. I am the president of the Clermont County Young Democrats. We just got chartered about a month ago.
Tell us where you live.
I live in Milford, Ohio, in Miami Township. I am here today because, well, I've been meaning to come and introduce myself to you guys. So, hello, it's good to see you guys. But I appreciate you guys just giving the opportunity to have public comment before your meetings. It's something that I and a lot of other young people feel is like under attack right now in our country with all the political violence going on, especially over the weekend. Former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman was targeted, along with many other Democrats. There was a list of, I think, about 70 members. And I guess want you guys to consider what this signals to young people in our community, those who are, especially interested about going into public service, not just Democrats, not just Republicans, but all young people. We, and my organization specifically, is trying to engage with young people, not just Democrats, but Republicans and independents as well. We feel that young people's voices haven't really been brought up in conversations locally, but there are many of my friends who are afraid to go to things and exercise their First Amendment rights. It's a real fear that many of us have, especially somebody like me who was passionate about public service and then had to sit through and experience January 6th and just sit back and watch as nothing happened. No public officials really spoke up to the magnitude that met the moment of what was going on. So I hope locally we can consider some options that are better for the future of not just this community, but our country. What we want to see in our political process moving forward. I want to engage with people on the other side. I don't want to argue with you. I want to, sit down and have an actual conversation with you and get work done, because the leadership on my side of the aisle has really dropped the ball on this, I will admit. But like publicly out in the open for the entire community to see, I would like to work with all three of you in a bipartisan way moving forward, because this needs to stop. We gotta get back to some common sense, guys. Like this is life or death. And it shouldn't be life or death. It should be American. We're American first. We're not Democrat first. We're not Republican first. We're American first. And since we get the great privilege of living in Clermont County, we also have the right to say that we are Clermont's first at the end of the day too. So I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to speak today, and I feel very grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And thanks for coming today. You're always welcome.
Good seeing you again.
Anyone else? Podium's yours.
You're too tall. Good morning, Commissioner Painter, Bachelor, and Corcoran. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. My name is Jen Mazzucchelli, Mazzuckelli, and I'm from Union Township. Before I get into the main reason I'm here today, or I wanted to speak today, I also wanted to invite you to sign the referendum petition. I've brought it with me. What this would do is put SB1, the higher education bill, on November's ballot so that Ohio voters can determine whether or not they want it to actually be enacted to law. This will not put anything into law. It's just giving everybody the opportunity to vote on it. So Clermont County is short a few signatures. We have until the 28th to keep gathering signatures. So I invite you, if you're interested in democracy and just having the voters decide, before you go into executive session, if you'd like to sign this petition, I have it available. And anybody else, if you'd like to sign the petition, I have it available here. And also there are various points throughout Clermont County where you can sign it as well. Democracy, right? I did want to talk last week. I invited you all to go to my No Kings rally, or it wasn't mine, but the one that I was hosting at Veterans Park. And I just wanted to give you an update on that. I missed y'all, probably because there were so many people I couldn't see in the crowd. But the rally was one of over 200 events that took place globally, over 2,100 events. Wait, I'm sorry. I got the numbers wrong. It was over 250 organizations that helped organize this. And over 2,100 events took place globally. In this country, the estimate was about 13 million people. And I think the last estimate I saw worldwide was like 15 million people. A lot of expats or people living overseas who wanted to participate in take advantage of our First Amendment right to assembly and peace. And just to kind of touch on what JD was talking about, I posted something on, and I've got a thick skin, so this stuff doesn't bother me, but just as examples of the temperature of rhetoric in this county, somebody posted, "Oh, don't go to the park. It's just going to be blah, blah, blah." And an opportunity, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but people said things like, to make it even more volatile, we decided to have it at Veterans Memorial on Flag Day and the Army's birthday. That's disgusting. Never would have thought I'd see this in Union Township. Nobody needs that drama here. Just to let you know, over 500 people, I'm a bad crowd counter, over 500 people showed up in Veterans Park, and it was peaceful. There was one incident of some tension, but it never got beyond just raised voices and frustrations. People started showing up well before I got there. And almost the entire 5 hours people were there. Other people drove by and honked their horns in support. So I just wanted to say there was no violence. But the rhetoric, I feel, because I was horrified to learn about an hour into it about the assassinations of the Minnesota state senators. So I was hoping to ask you, as the leaders of this county, to make a commitment to lower the political rhetoric by example in the county. I'm not saying that you all are inflammatory, but leadership and the way we comport ourselves and the statements we make. I know we make proclamations for Flag Day and proclamations for all kinds of things. Maybe we can make some type of make the month of July a month of engaging in civil dialogue with people who don't agree with us, and to just really work on building community, because there is a divide amongst us, and it takes every single one of us to just talk civilly to lower the temperature, and I think that's important. Like JD was saying, there were 70 lawmakers and different varieties of abortion, people who supported abortion, on the hit list of this man. I'm sorry. Do I have permission to talk for a little bit longer?
Couple minutes.
Okay. Greg Landsman was on the list. Marcy Capitor was on the list. So it was not limited to Minnesota. So I addressed here today. I came here today, and I invite anybody who wishes to stand with me in support of the people in Minnesota. And also, I have a question, because the man who committed this horrible act was dressed like a police officer. And I know that Minnesota has made a conscientious decision to say, if the police are coming to your house, they'll come in twos. And I would invite Clermont County to really have a plan, because there are impersonators of ICE. I've heard reports of somebody dressed as ICE that was not ICE, taking a woman aside and raping her. Horrific things are being done. So maybe a plan so that Clermont County residents know who to trust and in these situations. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Sure. Tell us who you are and where you live.
Good morning, by the way.
Morning.
My name is Randy Chenault. I'm with Senator Houston's office out of Middletown. I'm the Southwest Deputy Director in that office. I'll give you our number for those of you that like to call and need help with federal agencies. We help out constituents with Social Security problems, VA problems, pretty much any federal agency, you name it. That number is 513-318-1100. Again, that's 513-318-1100. This morning, I'd like to present a commendation to Commissioner Batchelor from Senator Houston's office. It says, I am honored to recognize Clermont County Commissioner Bonnie Batchelor for being named a Rising Star by Cincy Magazine. Commissioner Batchelor has been named a Rising Star by Cincy Magazine. This recognition is awarded to those individuals who are identified as emerging leaders within the greater Cincinnati area. Commissioner Batchelor has been named to both the Power 100 and the prestigious 100 lists, which recognize individuals who stand out in the business and government sectors. Embarking on her commissioner journey in 2021, Commissioner Batchelor's extensive history in public service, extends beyond her current political office. Commissioner Batchelor has served as the Pierce Township EMS Chief of the Volunteer Fire Department, spent years on the Board of Zoning Appeals, led the Clermont County Township Association, and served for several years with Clermont County Community Services and the Senior Service Housing Board, which has contributed to her well-rounded perspective as a commissioner. Her current position as commissioner spans multiple boards, including the OKI Regional Council of Governments and the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission, reflecting her active involvement in local and regional governance initiatives. Please accept my sincere congratulations on this incredible recognition. Thank you, Senator John Houston.
Get her down front.
Very well.
Why don't you get down front?
Okay. If you'd like.
Big pump down it.
We have time. Thank you.
I am.
We get to take a picture. Wow. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're the best.
Now you have to be nice.
I had to wait till today.
What an honor.
Any other person in public participation? Hearing none, I'd close public participation. And just on behalf of the board, we'd just like to say, congratulations and well-deserved, well-deserved.
Thank you. What an honor.
You bet.
Believe me, this was a shock.
Fantastic when a senator recognizes one of our own. We have great commissioners in Clermont County. Lots of things have been said here this morning, and always keep in mind that people run on a platform to become a commissioner, but that once you are successful at becoming a commissioner, you are a commissioner of 228,000 residents, and everyone in this county is not a Republican or a Democrat. Many are of other types, including Greenpeace and independents and libertarians. And so, you have to understand that a great idea is a great idea, no matter which side of the house it comes from, and no matter which group makes that suggestion. So, we strive as three commissioners to do that whenever we can, and to make Clermont County a better place to live, work, and raise a family. So we will move on with our agenda. Next up is letter E. Letter E is our consent agenda. Board, you have had the consent agenda early, had an opportunity to take a look at it. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda for further consideration?
None.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Then moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we will move on to our non-consent agenda. Non-consent agenda starts on page 4 with item number 9. It's a recommendation of the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 066-25 to approve payments to vendors in the amount of $1,804,523.04 as outlined in the BCC approval invoice reports for checks dated June 18, 2025, BCC directed prepaid invoice report, and the procurement card transaction report is presented by the county auditor on 6/16/2025, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants pursuant to and in compliance with section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we will move to item 10, Department of Job and Family Services, and that will be Dottie Meyer.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Dottie.
This is item 10. It's a recommendation to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services and the Clermont Senior Services for the provision of access to the consolidated lead evaluation and reporting, which is the CLEAR system, by 4 CCS staff members to obtain internet-based location data for individuals in the effort to enhance the Adult Protective Services program. This will be effective for the period of 6/1 of 25 through 5/31 of 27, with CCS to reimburse the Department of Job and Family Services for the cost of CLEAR services at the outlined rates for a total amount not to exceed $2,025.56. That's pursuant to the terms and conditions specified and in conjunction with the participation agreement with the County Commissioners Association of Ohio Service Corporation and the Ohio CSEA Directors Association regarding the usage of the CLEAR Services subscriber agreement. That's between the CCAOSC and West Publishing Corporation, ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 5/21 of 25.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Then moved and second. Any further clarification or? All right. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor. Commissioner Painter.
Abstain.
Thank you.
Item number 11. Morning, Suki.
Morning, Board. Item 11 is a recommendation to approve the solicitations of requests for statement of qualifications for as-needed engineering services relative to design services for bridge replacement projects, roadway improvements, bridge load rating services, drainage analysis, traffic studies, performing geotech, soil borings, or construction material testing and inspection, construction inspection, or professional services related to right-of-way acquisitions. This is all pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 15368. The interested firms may email their statement of qualifications to the address that we have listed here no later than 4:30 on Wednesday, July 16th. And we have also published this notice in the Clermont Sun. So they'll provide us a whole bunch of statement of qualifications. And as things come up, we will then review the people that are qualified and determine who we're going to select for the services.
Okay. You've heard the reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Then moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item number 12.
Item 12 is a recommendation. This is to adopt resolution number 6725, resolving to authorize, approve, and accept the detailed plans, specs, and estimates of cost and financing and tentative assessment roll. This will be for the State Route 132 widening project at the Lakefield Place Access Road located in Goshen Township, and also to determine to make improvements and determine to proceed with the project as outlined in the detailed plans, specs, and estimates of cost and financing in the tentative assessment roll as ratified and confirmed, and they shall be paid from a special assessment of the benefited properties identified in the exhibits, and it's on a per benefited parcel method of assessment, and with the proceeds of the general obligation special assessment notes or bonds in anticipation of the collection pursuant to and in compliance with section 5555. So a while ago, we went out and you reviewed where this project's going to be. The state is requiring that a turn lane be added on State Route 132 for access. So this will be a assessment project for just over 200 parcels in that subdivision.
Board, you've heard the reading on number 12. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Then moved and second. Any further conversation or clarification? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suki. Item number 13. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Hopefully I remember to breathe, even though I can't really breathe this morning. Okay, this is a recommendation to approve the solicitation and request for qualifications for as-needed affordable housing consultant services as it relates to the development of Veterans Village in Felicity, Ohio, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place legal notice for 2 weeks in a newspaper of general circulation beginning on June 26, 2025. With statement of qualifications to be received no later than 2:00 p.m. local time on Thursday, July 17th, 2025, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, 3rd floor, Batavia, Ohio, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud. This notice will also be posted on the Clermont County homepage under legal notices at the link clermontcountyohio.gov. And an affordable housing consultant is needed to help us navigate the complex HUD regulations for the Veterans Village project. Let me get the words out. This will be Clermont County's first HUD-funded project using home funds. And due to this being a larger project, close to $10 million, we will ensure the HUD funds that the commissioners are investing into the project are spent appropriately. And we can use the expertise gained from this project to conduct future projects. And the HUD funds will be used to pay for this consultant.
Thank you, Board. You've heard the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion for approval?
I will make that motion.
A second?
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call again.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item 14.
The recommendation to approve the solicitation of requests for qualifications for as-needed consultant services as it relates to the completion of the National Environmental Policy Act, also known as NEPA, environmental reviews required by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, aka HUD, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice for 2 weeks in a newspaper of general circulation beginning on June 26, 2025, with statement of qualifications to be received no later than 2:00 p.m. local time on Thursday, July 10th, 2025, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, 3rd floor, Batavia, Ohio, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud. And this notice will also be posted on the Clermont County homepage under legal notices at clermontcountyohio.gov. HUD requires to assess the environmental impacts of CDBG and home projects. An environmental consultant specializing in these reviews would help us meet these regulations for our projects, which use federal funds. Our staff will review the completed environmental reviews, which we will then actually bring to the board for approval once they are done. And then HUD funds will be used to pay for this consultant.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further clarification? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
I made it.
Hope you feel better. Item number 15.
Morning.
Morning.
Recommendation to authorize David L. Painter, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute a letter on behalf of the Clermont County Board of County Commissioners to the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Regional Council of Governments, agreeing to the updated funding split for the 12-month apportionment of fiscal year 2025 FDA funds allocated to the Cincinnati urbanized area as outlined below. You can see in the chart, we're getting about 1.2 million in 5307 and 137,472 and 5339 apportionment.
Board, you've heard a reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Any further conversation or clarification? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor? I will abstain. I am an officer at OKI.
Okay. Thanks, Andy. Item number 16. Facilities Management, Jessica Powell. Morning.
Hi, Administrator. I'm here to read the recommendation to approve the request to advertise for bids for Clermont County paint projects pursuant to the plans and specifications, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in the newspaper of general circulation on Thursday, June 26, 2025, and scheduling a non-mandatory pre-bid meeting on Thursday, July 10th, 2025, as outlined in the table below, with bids to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, July 24th, 2025, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners located at 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud. This notice will also be posted to the Clermont County's website. This is actually one where we're going to do multiple buildings. So we are doing the pre-bid starting at 10 a.m. at one building, and then we're moving on to each one of the other ones. So that's why we have them listed out here.
Great.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation or clarification? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thanks, Jessica. Item 17. Terry Brandenburg, morning.
Commissioners. Terry Brandenburg, the Assistant Director with Human Resources Department. I have a recommendation to adopt a revised table of organization for the Water Resources Department to remove a systems technician position, which is the pay range set by the collective bargaining agreement, and to add a position of electrician 3, also has that pay range set by the collective bargaining agreement, as outlined in the attached Exhibit A, effective upon approval, and further to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and appendices accordingly.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any conversation? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item number 18.
Item number 18 is a recommendation to authorize David L. Painter, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in his absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute a service agreement between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and Signet Screening Incorporated, located in Westchester Township, Ohio, for pre-employment and post-employment screening services effective upon execution for 1 year and to automatically renew for successive one-year periods in compliance with the terms and conditions of the agreement.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Anything further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item number 19.
Number 19 is a recommendation to authorize Clermont County to participate in the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, CCAO, Workers' Compensation Group Retrospective Rating Program for policy number 313-00001 for the period of January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, and to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, Vice President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute the agreement and U-153 employer statement in compliance with the terms and conditions of the rating plan agreement.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Anything further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Abstain.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Terry. Item number 20. Kiara. Morning.
Kira.
Kiara Swartz, I'm your kennel administrator. Item number 20 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 06825, resolving to accept the unrestricted monetary donations made from January 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2025, which were deposited in the county treasury and into the dog and kennel fund as outlined in the attached journal summary, and to accept the donations of food and supplies pursuant to section 920 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 20. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thank you. Item 21. Angie, morning.
Deputy Assistant County Administrator. Item 21 is the recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners resolve to employ the law firm of Isaac, Wiles, Burkholder, and Miller of Columbus, Ohio, as outside legal counsel to represent the Board of County Commissioners in its official capacity and to advise it on legal matters, with the total compensation to be paid for the aforestated representation not to exceed the total annual compensation of the Clermont County Prosecuting Attorney pursuant to and in compliance with Section 30909C of the Ohio Revised Code, and further to authorize Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute the agreement in accordance with the terms and conditions set forth therein for a term of 6 months effective July 1st, 2025, with the option for the Board of County Commissioners to renew the terms contained in the existing agreement for an additional 6-month period, with compensation not to exceed the total amount as listed below. Routine services is $63,000, and then there's a breakdown of hourly rates.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 21. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Anything further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thanks, Angie. Item 22. Morning again, Ralph.
Good morning. Ralph Lenny, Assistant County Administrator. Recommendation to authorize Thomas J. Geigel, County Administrator, to execute Amendment Number 2 to the Professional Service Agreement between the Board of Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, Lumna Incorporated, 110 Sycamore Street, Suite 200, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 9/25/24 for the development of a facilities master plan for an extension of the contract for 181 days through December 20th, 2025, at the hourly rates as defined in Amendment Number 2 for additional services requested by Clermont County, with all other terms and conditions of the original agreement and any amendments to remain in full force and effect.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 22. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Anything further clarification? This is an amendment to the initial has been done, and this will be to allow incorporation of comments and that kind of, is that where we're at here?
Basically, we receive a full report the county administration did on May 20th. Overview of how it was done was presented to the commissioners on June 4th. And this is a thing, if there's additional information that the commissioners would like for us to look at and have Luma reevaluate, this allows this to occur. At this point, there's no cost if we don't do anything. If we do, then it'll be based on the schedule that was put together. They would provide us the number of man hours, and then we would cut PO to go forward at that point.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Anything else? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item number 23.
Me again.
Item 23 is the recommendation to appoint and/or reappoint the following individuals to serve as members of the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, CJCC, in their official capacity, to acknowledge the revised membership of the CJCC, and in the event of a vacancy, the remaining members shall, by majority vote, promptly appoint a replacement as outlined below, pursuant to and in compliance with Ohio Revised Code 514934. Board, the changes on this list represent the appointment of Judge Catherine Terpstra to Municipal Court, as well as a change of the representative from the community-based correctional facility.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 23. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. Second.
It's been moved and second. Anything further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Abstain, since I serve on that board. Item number 24.
Gail Foley, Clerk of Court of the board, sorry.
Clerk of Courts.
Whatever. I just decided to do that this morning and,
The air conditioning on.
yeah, it's,
Could you get Tim Rudd, please?
I did. Clerk of the board. Recommendation to approve the request to initiate procedures to vacate a portion of Onset Road situated in Stone Lick Township, Clermont County, Ohio, pursuant to section 5553.04 of the Ohio Revised Code, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in the Clermont Sun for 2 weeks commencing Thursday, June 26, 2025, designating the date, time, and viewing and the date, time, and location of the public hearing for the proposed vacation pursuant to section 5553.05 of the Ohio Revised Code. The viewing for the proposed vacation of a portion of Onset Road situated within Stone Lake Township will be July 23rd, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. local time, with the public hearing held the same day, July 23rd, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. local time in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 24. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Mr. Rudd? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
there you go.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes, item 25.
Item 25 is a recommendation to approve the request to initiate procedures to vacate a portion of Abois Drive situated within Stone Lick Township, Clermont County, Ohio, pursuant to section 5553.045 of the Ohio Revised Code, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in the Clermont Sun for 2 consecutive weeks, commencing Thursday, June 26, 2025, designating the date and time of the viewing and the date and time and location of the public hearing
for the proposed vacation pursuant to Section 5553.05 of the Ohio Revised Code. The viewing for the proposed vacation of a portion of Abois Drive situated within Stone Lake Township will be July 23rd, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. local time, with the public hearing held July 23rd, 2025 at 11:15 a.m. local time in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, Batavia, Ohio. This one actually, because it is Section 553.05, does not require a viewing, but since they are in Stone Lake Township, close together, we're just going to go ahead and let you see both places. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 25. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, item number 26, Emily Akers.
Morning, Board. Emily Akers, Director of Office Management Budget. I have a recommendation to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual appropriation resolution number 151-24 for calendar year 2025. These are four supplementals. The first one is Board of Elections temporary pay for $12,975. The next Board of Elections overtime, $7,650. Board of Elections fringe benefits, $1,200, and Board of Elections other expenses, $236,274. And all of these are tied to the primary election that recently happened. That was not budgeted for, and the state has funded it. And so we are putting the budget back in place, and the state has already issued the funds to cover it.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 26. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, that concludes our non-consent agenda. Prior to moving on from that, item number G is additions to the agenda. Tom, we want to take this now, or we want to take it after this?
It's up to the board. I'll defer to Gail.
That doesn't matter to me.
We can do it now.
We can do it now, no problem. We have an addition to the agenda for a Board of Commissioners acknowledgement of a letter executed to oppose House Bill 335 in its current form and support other comprehensive proposals. I need to be able to add this to the agenda. Do I have a motion to add?
I'll make the motion to add.
Mhm.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. The acknowledgements that's on the floor is a letter written from the Clermont County Board of Commissioners to Senator Johnson, Representative Gene Schmidt, and Adam Byrd, executed on June 17th, relative to the opposition of House Bill 335 in its current form, and further to acknowledge the support of the comprehensive proposals set forth by the County Auditors Association and CCAO County Commissioners Association of Ohio. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Been moved. Second? I'll second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner
Well, prior to that, I'll open the floor up for discussion on this letter, just so we kind of talk about it a little bit. This is a letter, if you're not aware of that. House Bill 335 was introduced into the House of Representatives. It is a bill to remove the 10 mil inside mills that are actually allowed to be required by the Constitution of the state of Ohio. Inside millage is a right of counties to collect the money based on property tax that is used for general and operating expenses within the county. If these 10 mills were removed here in Clermont County, we would lose, I believe, about $23 million in the general fund. Would people's tax bills go down? They would, because that wouldn't be collected. The bill that they introduced includes everyone losing their millage except those that are in townships. Townships would continue to collect their millage, but their millage would only be the portion that they currently collect. It wouldn't be the rest of the 10 mills. So here in Clermont County, we collect about 3.1 mills of actual property valuation that comes into our general fund, which is about $23 million. Out of that, much of that is spent on safety services and other services that we as communities depend upon. there's a lot of misinformation about the fact about 10 mils of inside millage versus an initiative that's going on statewide to eliminate property tax completely. The only way to replenish this kind of property tax loss in the 10 mil inside millage would be to generate more tax money based on sales tax. So both of those things are being discussed today in the House. If you have time at 11:30, by all means, get on the internet and take a look at the Ohio House live TV, and they will discuss that in the Ways and Means Committee. So it is on the floor this morning. We have sent a letter that basically said we are not for removing the inside millage. And keep in mind, there are many constitutional requirements about inside millage. So it is not something that can be done really cleanly and just removed. Emily, would you like to, just for a couple seconds?
Commissioners, I had asked Emily to put together some of the numbers and how they would impact the county. So
Sure.
I'll just run through those numbers real quickly and then.
That'd be great.
So the inside millage, this is what does get affected when our house values change.
Yep.
It is not the voted levies, so it's two different things. And the 10 mil limit includes the county as well as the schools has inside millage as well, and then the townships and municipalities. So the schools would also be losing that inside millage. They would still have their voted levies, but they would be losing a lot of funds as well. With the county portion of the inside millage, we have 2.1 mils that goes into the general fund. So our 25 tax collection this year is estimated to be at just under $15 million for that. And then also our county capital fund, that is how we fund our capital, is 1 mil, and that is just under $7 million for 2025, which comes to just under $22 million loss to the general fund. The Park District also has 0.1 mil of inside millage as well, which is not going to the general fund, but the Park District would lose that as well, which is $700,000 for 2025. In order to make that up, it would take about, and that is just the general fund capital portion. That has nothing to do with the schools or the Park District. It would take a 0.6% sales tax increase just to recover those funds, which 22 million is more than 25% of our operating general fund budget as well. So that is the entire sheriff's office, public safety, our 911 center here, the auditors. I mean, it's, 20 out of 21 elected officials are funded by the general fund.
Okay. Board, any comments, clarifications? Roll call, yep.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Abstain. I was not present to sign the letter.
Any other additions to the agenda?
No, sir. I do have a request.
Sure.
We have a canine visitor this morning. and I've
Absolutely.
been told that this visitor is getting relatively restless.
I've kind of been watching her, and
So-
I really haven't seen any restlessness so far.
All I've seen is chewing on fingers.
So it's been asked of me if we could move up at least that part of our staff discussion. So we can-
Absolutely, let's do that. Let's move up. Letter I will be a official discussion. Kara Swartz, Kennel Administrator, and Darlene Williams, Kennel Supervisor, Clermont County Animal Shelter, and Shelter Update.
Thank you.
Tell us what's going on at the shelter.
So Kiara Swartz, again, your kennel administrator. I'm here with Darlene Williams, my kennel supervisor. Thank you for moving us up. At first, I wanted to just thank everyone, thank Clermont County for the opportunity to be a part of your program and for trusting us to do right by the dogs in Clermont County. I wanted to show you guys this. We recently received this plaque from Best Friends showing that we received no-kill status last year in 2024. I wasn't here last year, but I have to commend the staff for that in the year 2024.
Let's get Angie in a picture with that too,
You bet.
David, if we don't mind.
And get that little
Yeah.
puppy up there closer.
Look,
Tell me where to go. Do you want to wait till the end?
yeah,
We'll wait
do
to the
that.
end, but let's
Yeah.
stay there, Angie. This is your show.
That's thanks to you. general update. I'm going to present just some things that we have going on, and then Darlene's going to touch base on some things. Right now, our total population is 72 dogs. We have 39 in house and 33 that are pre-adopted or in foster homes. We also have been doing adoption events this summer so far, which you guys have heard about a little bit. Our last one was last Saturday. We had 2 adoptions from that, which is great. And we have some upcoming. I did want to mention. We have this coming weekend, we are partnering with the Clermont Park District at their summer solstice event at Shore Park. It's going to be 4 to 8 p.m. on the 21st. The 27th, Pet Suites Eastgate is having a 1-year birthday celebration that they invited us to go to. So that will be 12 to 3 p.m. July 12th, Pet Supplies Plus in Milford will be doing another event with them from 12 to 3 p.m. And the 26th of July, Feeders Pet Supply in Eastgate will be doing an event. So we have a lot planned. Do you want to just let people know volunteers are the heart of those events? The more volunteers we have, the more dogs we're able to bring and the more chances to get dogs adopted. So I have to thank our volunteers for that. We have some great ones that have been consistently helping with the events. We are still doing our volunteer orientations, which signups will be found online, and we'll reach out to you via email if you're approved to sign up for a scheduled orientation. And we have some upcoming on the 27th of this month at 10:30 a.m. And right now, July 19th is the next one at 10 a.m. They usually last about an hour, get a tour, just some basic safety things. And we're looking to add some more volunteers to the group. And I did want to mention our entire staff is actually finishing up CPR training today, CPR, first aid, and AED training. So everybody will be certified in that after today at noon. So that's really exciting. And Darlene's going to go into some of our recent cases and the important work that her kennel staff's been doing. And she's also going to introduce the little one that she has here.
Hi, good morning. I'm Darlene. I'm the kennel supervisor. So we have little Lainey here who is already pre-adopted. Sorry, she's traveling to New Jersey. So we had a hoarding case in Bethel that 38 dogs were seized and 7 ferrets was there. We could not have done it without the team that we have back at the kennel. Sorry, it makes me a little emotional. I work endlessly back there with the girls as part of our kennel techs. Just because we have a hoarding case come in, that doesn't mean that dogs stop coming in. Stray dogs still come in. We still have our numbers. So when we did have the hoarding case, there was probably like 89 dogs there. And there was a point in time that I personally did not go in the main kennels. We had to divide and conquer. And again, if it wasn't for the communication and the great team that we have back and our lovely supporter, Kiera, as our administrator, we could not have made it work. I mean, our morale was starting to go down. We felt overwhelmed. We felt defeated. But at the same time, we realized what the purpose was, and the purpose was to get dogs moving. We did work with many rescues. Like I said, all the dogs are out of there now. We could not have done it without our rescue partners that we have been working with. We established new relationships with rescues that we have never worked with before. And they, I mean, at one time, I'm sure they were there, but, they're new to us. So they even actually called and asked for a favor from us. So that made us feel good. They just needed resources to help, somebody that they had come to them. And I was happy to give that to them. But I want to thank our staff and the volunteers because, they took care of me in kennels why I was stuck in the hoarding case because we didn't want to mix in case there was a disease or something that got brought in with the hoarding case. Also, with great things happening at the shelter, we do have a trainer that started with us, Cheryl Corbett. She's there. She's temperament testing, obedience training, dog testing, and safe handling, teaching us different tactics that we can to help us get the dogs moved out of there. our main goal is to make sure that all dogs, move as fast as they can out of the shelter. And then we also had Clermont Animal Hospital come on June the 6th. They came, their whole team came there. They shut down Clermont Hospital and they came to us on Friday and they updated all the rabies for the dogs that were able to be updated. They did all the shots. And that's very nice that they did that because it's a next step that we didn't have to do to get the dogs out the door. So it was done all that day. They also gave baths and we got a volunteer out of that. So one of the doctors, she became a volunteer. So she's there working with us now 2 ways. So
Look at the ears on that dog. It just cracks me up.
Great.
Uh-oh. She heard your
Yeah,
voice.
but that's basically everything. Again, just thanks to everyone. The staff's been working really hard. Lots of great communication. Still going above and beyond the basics of the job while they handle and juggle every other thing that could be thrown at us. And, vet partners, rescue partners, volunteers, anybody that's supporting us, we see it and we just appreciate it.
Very nice.
That's all.
Thank you.
So real quick, tell what kind of puppy this is.
So Laney's a Chinese crested. The majority of dogs from the recent hoarding case were Chinese cresteds. Had a couple Chihuahuas in there, a couple Labs in there, but majority were these.
Look, can you show her?
Yeah, I think there were, what was it, 8 or 12? How many puppies were there?
there was 13 puppies.
13 puppies were removed. The youngest one, I think, was 4 or 5 weeks old. And we had some adoptions from all over the place. A couple people, I think, from Pennsylvania, Northern Ohio. This one's New Jersey. So,
Kentucky.
yeah, Kentucky. But it's Chinese crested. The hair will not grow. So, if you guys aren't familiar with those, they are hairless dogs. So,
And they get cold very easily.
they get cold easily. So, that's why. Blanket, sweater, all the things.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything that you guys do.
Thank
Would you
for-
take a picture with us?
Yes. Thank you for allowing us to present and update.
Commissioner
Thanks for
Painter,
being
you
here.
told me that was a pit bull.
It is pit bull. Chinese crested pit bull.
Yeah.
So, Painter, I busted him before the meeting started, carrying that dog around like it was a baby. So he keeps calling it a pit bull, but I think he loves it.
They're all pit bulls.
I think he loves it. I think he wants to adopt one.
That would say.
Is this fine? Should I like raise it?
Not that one.
What, wait, what?
No, I'm getting the dog's attention, so.
Oh,
Oh,
Sure.
right here. There we go. Oh, that's cute. Oh my goodness, that thing.
It looks like my son did when my son was born.
Thank you.
I know, I'm like,
I think Big
how do I think
Painter's
that?
gonna adopt a few dogs.
New Jersey.
So, hey, when you guys go on the Colbert show, like with Stephen Colbert for his rescue dog rescue segment.
Since we are on letter I, we'll go ahead and have Chris McClinton come up from the Department of Community and Economic Development. Building inspection update. Morning, Chris.
Good morning, everyone. Chris McClintock. I am the Director of Community and Economic Development for Clermont County. And I just wanted to give the board and the community an update on the Building Inspection Division. I have several divisions under my purview, and one of them is the Building Division. And as everyone probably knows, Clermont County is growing rapidly, the fastest growing county in the Cincinnati metropolitan area. And just wanted to go over some of the challenges and opportunities and things we're doing in the Building Inspection Division to accommodate that growth. So I want to go over a few demographic information. And on top of that, in July, my department has undertaken a housing study for the entire county to look at where we're at, where we've been, where we're going, provide opportunities and solutions or ideas on how to address the housing crisis that we're all facing, and then how we can address that here in Clermont County. So they'll be here, I think, July the 9th or 18th to do a presentation on that. So I won't get into too much of that, but just a little bit on the demographics. From 2013 to 2023, Clermont County had a population growth of about 6%. And if you compare that to the state of Ohio, they were at 2%. So we're growing about 3 times faster than the average county within the state of Ohio. And so what does that mean? That means we added over 10,000 new households in that 10-year period, which we are at roughly about 228,000 people right now. If you compare that to some other counties around here, Warren County's maybe at 240, Butler County's at a little under 300, Clinton County's at 40,000, Brown County's about 40,000. So we're growing rapidly, and we're about to catch up with the Warren and Butler counties as far as population. So we are growing rapidly, and a lot of that's been over the last 20 years. As far as the building permits that show that, so we are releasing 23% of all the building permits in the Cincinnati metro area. So Clermont County is roughly issuing 25% of all the building permits within the regional area. So a quarter of those are coming from Clermont County. And that includes, Hamilton County, Butler County, Warren County. So we are booming. And we are also, that's total permits for residential. We are at 18%. So we're about a fifth of all permits being issued for new residential dwellings is in Clermont County. And what's that equate to when we're talking about the inside millage, which is based on value of the county? Over the last 4 years, we've brought in, the new building has increased the county value by about $2 billion. So that's a lot of new valuation that's been added. And so that's roughly an average about $500 million a year in construction. And that's pretty consistent. You do have some bigger, the TQL property, the Purina, that go into there, but on average, it's about $500 million. So what are we doing to address the growth, and how's the building department changing with the times? Because these are, we'll call them growing pains, they're opportunities. But what is the building inspection division doing to make it more efficient, to make it so that when you come in as a developer, as a resident, to get a permit from whether it's building a shed to doing a new development, what are we doing to make that as easy and as clean as possible? So standard plans come in paper. We have to shift those around. We have to physically move them from one location to another, because a lot of these plans have to be approved not only by building, but engineering, planning, health department, different groups. So last year, we have a software system called Intergov, which allows us to do most of our permitting processing and reviews within that software system. And we started accepting digital plans, requiring digital plans. We've always accepted them, but last year we started accepting the commercial plans. In September, we required your commercial plans to be permitted or received electronically, which most folks are already doing. The residential side was a little more tricky. On June 1st, we started requiring. So just 17 days ago, we required that. That's a little trickier because you do have builders that are submitting their plan reviews, but you also have a resident that's building a new deck or putting a shed in that doesn't have digital plans. So we're working with those folks in the office and on the phone to get those submitted digitally and assist them. We're working with developers. We know that the system sometimes can be bureaucratic and red tape, so we're working with the developers to decrease that. And so what are we doing? Accepting those digital plans. We heard 2 things from the developers that are slowing them up as they're developing. One is we weren't allowing building permits to be issued for residential homes until, like in a subdivision, until all the water and sewer was connected and operational. The developer said, wow, we could really start building the foundation and building the walls while all this other work is going on. You're holding us up. You're costing us money. So next month, we have our only public hearing on that to address the subdivision regulations, which will change that. So it will allow the developers to actually start building these properties while the water and sewer is being complete. And as a backup, we take in a bond so that if what happens if they don't finish that project, we have a bond, 130%, 125% of actual costs, so that if they leave, they walk away, they can't complete the water sewer project, we can do it on their behalf. Because that was the concern of staff before, is that let them build these properties. We saw some instances in the housing crisis in the early 2000s where developers just, went bankrupt in the middle of construction. So, but we feel that we've come up with a solution that addresses our needs and addresses the developers' needs, as well as on this, when a subdivision is finally approved, it has to come to this board for final approval and authorization. Well, we were doing that the old-fashioned way too. We have a master plan that has to get signed by 8 or 10 different offices, and we're physically taking that Mylar sheet of paper. It could take weeks to get that signed. So ODOT actually is leading the way in digital signatures. So there is a way, and it's legally allowed under Ohio Revised Code for us to allow for digital signatures. So instead of passing this physical document around, everybody can sign it digitally, and then it can, we can provide, it'll be, a 1 or 2 week turnaround time for these folks, because they can't start selling those lots until it's actually recorded and the plat is platted. So again, those are two issues that the home builders were coming to us about. How can we work together to do that? And so both of those new examples will be in place later this year. So we're working with them. And also too, with the growth, we're adding staff. We are reassigning staff to increase timelines for approval. So we have one residential reviewer right now that reviews every single residential permit that comes through, and you're talking thousands a year. So we were working on about a 3-week turnaround time, which isn't acceptable to us. So last year, the board did approve an additional position. We're having some trouble finding that right person. So what we did is we actually had our inspectors, or most of them are certified to review residential plans. So we had the inspectors jump in to assist with that. And we now have our timeline from, it was approaching 4 weeks down to 2.5 weeks. So we're trying to be creative until we can get these positions filled. So, and we also, the board just today hired a new county building official, chief building official, Heath Wilson. He's been with the county for 22 years. He knows everything in and out from the building department, and I'm real optimistic that Heath is going to take on these challenges and make the building division receptive and make it efficient for everyone involved. So if there's any questions, I'll accept any questions, but we just want to give you an update on the growth and how that's impacting our building division and some of the challenges we're facing.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris, just let me make a statement. One of the biggest complaints was the timeline. And one of my friends that's a plumber, he always said to me, let us go ahead with the work while everything's, so he's going to be very happy to hear that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other staff elected officials?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'm going to go back up to letter H and request executive session pursuant to section 121.22G1 to consider the employment, discipline, or compensation of a public employee or more public employees. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, we will go into executive session and we will return and conduct further business. Thank you. Thanks for being here. We have returned from the executive session. There were no decisions made and no actions taken. We'll move on with our regular agenda. We had already covered staff and elected official discussions. Are there any staff or elected official want to address the board today?
Nothing further.
Okay, I will move on to member comments. Board member comments. Any comments today about today's session or things going on in Clermont County? Okay, then I would ask for a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. I was second.
Been moved and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, that concludes our meeting for June the 18th, 2025. Thanks for being here today. And if you were here in session, we appreciate all of your comments and your ability to participate. And if you are home watching on video, we're glad that you were here too. We'll see you next week. Thank you.